Hello and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to fetch multiple pages of data from a GraphQL API in Airtable using the data fetcher extension. We're going to be using GraphQL cursor-based pagination on GitHub's GraphQL API to fetch pull request data from Redux's repository. Redux is a popular state management library for React, so there's enough pull request data to work with. You can follow the steps in this tutorial for any GraphQL API that supports cursor-based pagination. So in order to begin, we want to head over to our Airtable base, and here we're going to retitle our table as GitHub PRs. Select Save, then we're going to add our data fetcher extension. So up here in the top right-hand corner where it says Extensions, select that, and then select Add an Extension. Now the following will load, and up here in the top right-hand corner, we're simply going to search for data fetcher. That will pop up like so, and we can select Add, then select Add Extension. Now you can either create a free data fetcher account, or you can simply continue with Google. Now it's time to import our data. So select the Create Your First Request button, and the following screen will load. Here we want to select under Application this Custom option, and we're going to retitle this request up here to Fetch Redux Pull Requests, just like so. Then under Method, we're going to change this from the drop-down menu to Post. And then here under URL, we're going to add GitHub's API URL, just like so, which you can also find on our blog that we have on this exact topic, just here, if you'd like to copy that from the blog as well. Then you can head back here, and underneath we want to select the Authorization tab. For the type, we're going to select Bearer Token, just like so. And before you can continue here, you are going to need to generate a personal access token on GitHub. So you want to copy and paste the token in the token field immediately after you generate it, just like so. Now we're going to switch over to the Body tab, just to the right-hand side. And here we're going to click on GraphQL. At this point, we'll put in the GraphQL query and variables we'll need to make the request. So if you want to simply copy over what we're doing for this tutorial, like I said before, you can head back over to this blog that we have on our datafetcher.com blog, and you can just scroll down and you can copy this information from here, just like so. So I've just copied the query. I'm going to paste that into the query side, like so, and now I'm going to do the same for the variables. So I'll copy that, just clicking that button, and paste it into the variables side. Perfect. So the above query fetches pull requests from the repository we specify in the variables. So in this case, we're fetching the first 10 pull requests from the Redux repository under Redux.js, which is the repository owner. So if you're wanting to learn more about this, you can head back over to that blog and scroll down, and you can actually read more about GitHub's GraphQL pagination guide just here for any other examples that you might need. We'll head back over to our Airtable, and here we can select Save and Run in the bottom right-hand corner and select Continue. As you can see, these fields are now being created, and we arrived at the response field mapping. And so this is where you can decide which fields you would like to have brought into your Airtable base. So as you can see, Data Fetcher has returned 6 fields, but we only need 4 for this request. So we're going to scroll over to the right-hand side, and for these last 2, we can simply switch these off for now. So we don't need this repository pull request page info has next page or has previous page. So you can simply check those little ticks and that will turn them off like so. Then for the 4 that are left over, these all start with the exact same words, repository pull requests. So we're going to change up these titles so that it's not confusing when it comes to our fields. Here we're going to change the first one to created at. The next one, we're going to leave it simply as number. Then for this one, the node's title, we are going to redirect this to an existing field, and we want for this field to be the name field. And then for the last one, the info end cursor, we're going to simply leave this as redirecting to new field and change this to cursor, like so. Then we're going to select Save and Run in the bottom right-hand corner. And as you can see, this request is now running. Select Show Output Table, and we can close that little window over. Here we are. We arrive back to our Airtable base, and you can see all of that information has now been brought into our Airtable. So now we're going to modify this request to get 5 pages of pull requests, with each page containing 10 records. So when we run the request after adding pagination, we should expect 50 records, because this will be 5 pages times 10 records in the table. So in order to do this, we want to open up that extensions option again, and this will just pop up immediately and will load back to where you have that request that you have already created. Open that up, and we're going to scroll down to the advanced settings option just here. Continue to scroll once you have that open, until you see this pagination option here. So we're going to set this from the drop-down menu to the GraphQL cursor like so. And then we're wanting to change the number of pages to 5, just using that little arrow option. Then we're going to change the cursor variable to read as after. And for the cursor field, we're going to select cursor, just like so. Then we're wanting to change the page size variable to first and the page size to 10. I'm just going to input that in like so. Because we've added the page size variable and the value here, we'll have to remove them from the request body. So we need to scroll up now to the body tab that we had earlier, just all the way at the top and over to the right-hand side in these tab options. And we're going to remove the first 10 line just here. Take that away like so. So this is how it should now look. We're going to scroll down now to the update based on fields option. Just here we have this update based on fields, and underneath this we are going to select number. We're doing this in order to prevent any conflicts that may occur when we update existing records in the table. So you can learn more about this setting in the Data Fetcher Help Center on our datafetcher.com website. Now we're going to select save and run in the bottom right hand corner, select continue, select show output table, and now as you can see, your table should now have 50 records in total. So hopefully today you have learned how to connect to an API with GraphQL cursor pagination in Airtable using the Data Fetcher extension. But if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to us here at datafetcher.com, where we also have a full-length blog on this exact topic for you to learn that way as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn today. I really hope you have a good one.